Mario Kart World has been well on the market for over 7 months, and now into 2026, I kind of wanted to go back and see how does it feel to play this game in a brand new year. Now, obviously, not much is probably going to change, you would think. You know, there only has been a handful of updates, updating some of the intermission tracks, mostly just the waterways, but I did want to go back and see, after 7 months, is this game still a fun thing to go online and play? Now, you guys know I've been very critical about this game, and it's simply just because I love the game. I want to start off by just saying, I know a lot of people hate how, critical I can be about this game. I know sometimes I go a little too far, and, I might ruin the fun for some other people. I just want to say this first and foremost. There is not a game on this earth that I would say do not have fun with. If you enjoy a game, have fun with it. It doesn't matter how bad a game is. I have had fun with some horrible reviewed games, and I completely understand why people didn't like them, but I loved it and I had a blast with them, so I get it. I completely understand. If you love Mario Kart World, I am glad for you. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you are having a great time, but that's still not going to stop me from saying, hey, objectively, this needs to change. You know what I mean? We need some updates, some things need to change with this game, but overall, I want to give you guys kind of my impressions and kind of what I've been feeling. And I've been playing the game for the last couple of weeks with my friends, by myself, online, offline, just kind of messing around with the game to see how it feels and how it holds up this long later. And I have a couple of things that I want to talk about. And you know what? It might surprise you, with my answer and how I feel about this game. But before we get started, I want to thank you guys so much for leaving a like and subscribing so much recently. We are well underway to 390,000 subscribers and getting even closer to 400K, which is our current goal. You guys can make that happen by leaving a like and subscribing on this video right now. Let's see how many people we can get to subscribe today. Thank you guys so much. I love you all. Let's jump into the content. Now, this is going to be a casual video today where I'm just kind of showing you gameplay and talking, but what is my opinion on how this game is playing in 2026? Well, obviously Nintendo has given us some updates, like I said, updating some of those intermissions in the waterways and stuff, and adding some new options to play, like customizable items and stuff, but I mostly only cared about playing online. I mean, that's where you're going to get most of your bang for your buck, most of your money's worth, by playing, online matches against randoms. But yeah, I played a lot of online, and I got some opinions still, of course. The first thing I want to say is it still seems like it's a very rare pick to get a non-intermission track. And it's not necessarily the case of Nintendo per se. I mean, there still desperately needs to be a, mode where you can choose classic, and I'll talk about that more in a second. But I think right now the fault is also the players. I mean, I have seen multiple times a single 3-lap track pop up, and no one clicks them, or half of the lobby still picks intermissions. So I know there's still people out there that enjoy intermissions, but man, it's a pain for people that don't. For people that seriously just want to race 3-lap tracks, which is still where I'm having my most fun, it's still a struggle because you're still forced to play some of these tracks, and it's noticeably bad. The 3-lap tracks are peak. I mean, seriously, even some of the lesser fun ones, some of the ones that are just straight circles like Koopa Troopa Beach, they are fun. It is really fun to hit tech and to hit shortcuts that you've practiced and learned, and it just feels really good when you land them and you're just constantly in this flow state of doing well. I mean, I was like that on Question Block Ruins. It's one of my favorite tracks in the entire Mario Kart series. It's just so well designed, and the tech on that track is so fun to hit. I mean, I could play on it non-stop and never get bored. But after returning to this game in so long, like it's been a couple months since I've actively played Mario Kart World, I still got the juice though. I still remember some of those shortcuts, and it feels so good to hit. But something else that just slapped me in the face and reminded me of, one thing I really hated about this game is just the items, man. They feel so randomly pulled where it just doesn't feel like there's much balance to them at all. There'll be races where I'm neck and neck, first and second, back and forth, and they'll send like 3 blue shells, 2 in one single lap. And then there's races like this one where I'm in first place by a considerable margin. I mean, 2 blue shells could hit me right now and no one would catch up. And they didn't send a single one. And that shows me that, there's a problem, because if I'm in first place and I'm thinking I should be getting hit by a blue shell, there's an issue. And here's a perfect example of us entering Wario Stadium and then the dude beside me getting blue shelled as we're all like super neck and neck for first place. And this is the start of the lap. Remember, we're only racing 1 lap around this thing because of the intermission before it. And literally, before we could finish 1 lap, a second blue shell hits me. And it's just like, it just sucks the fun out of it, man. And unfortunately, in something like Mario Kart World, where there's 24 racers and crazy items flying everywhere, this is something that's incredibly difficult to recover from. Odds are you get hit by a blue shell, you're toast. I just got very lucky here, pulled a couple speed items, and was able to boost back to 3rd place, but man, 90% of the time, you're going to be below 15th. Another issue I'm still having is hit reg is so bad online. I mean, it's always been bad in past Mario Kart games, but I mean, like, almost every time I hit somebody with a shell, there's no effect. It will literally show them spinning out and they don't lose any speed at all. And no, it's not because they have mushrooms, because I've hit multiple people that it actually did work and they had mushrooms and it still took them a bit to get back up to that speed. They still slow down a bit. So yeah, it's just a Mario Kart thing online. It's always been like this and it sucks, but it's not a huge deal. It's fine. The new updated intermissions are truly a breath of fresh air, and it may not seem like they add a bunch by just throwing some vines on one of the tracks or a couple small turns, but it actually does drastically change up how they work and how they play. It's actually so cool to have a whole section full of vine grind rails where everybody's switching rails back and forth and there's chaos happening. This feels like what Mario Kart World wanted to be, and I wish every intermission had stuff like this to interact with. These are just assets from the free roam P-Switch missions that I've been saying over and over again they need to just bring over for the intermissions, and you can easily make so much of them way more fun. Because look, you can have your own opinion about this game, whatever you want, but how in the world can you defend this? Like, the intermissions are still so miserably boring. They need something, anything in them, and it's clear that Nintendo uses items to cause chaos to give the illusion that these tracks are interesting. Because if it wasn't for the lightning that pretty much rebalanced everything and gave everybody more items, I would have continued driving completely perfectly straight down a dirt road until we got to Dino Jungle. Which then brings me to the chaos aspect. Look, it's Mario Kart. I get it, sometimes things just happen because it's an already chaotic franchise. Things happen that just ruin your races, and I laugh about it and move on. And then you have races, and I mean tons of races, where this crap happens. It just truly feels like there's some races where there's nothing you can do. And I think the thing that I gotta just do is change my mind with how this game plays. It's not meant to be a competitive racing game. I don't know if any Mario Kart is, but I can tell you for sure Mario Kart 8 Deluxe felt way more competitive, where this time it really does just depend on what item you get at the right time. Like, how did I just finish in 3rd place? I just think most of the time it solely depends on what items you have at the right time, which I think this game is definitely going to connect more with casuals, people that just boot up the game and want to relax and play some silly, goofy races, and that's perfectly fine. And I just don't think that's for me. I just have a very competitive edge to me, and I want to compete. Like, the whole reason of me playing a game is to see if I can do well, you know, see if I can finish in the top 10, the top 5 even. And once again, I feel like that's a solvable issue, just have a ranked mode. Like, I can't believe we're in 2026 and there's still no Mario Kart ranked mode or anything like that, or some type of competitive mode that's maybe just a classic 12 racers on 3-lap tracks. There's no problem wanting to play this game as a casual, but there should be an option to play it as a competitive player as well. I mean, Kirby Air Riders has those options, every Smash Brothers, Splatoon, pretty much every major online game has the option to have a ranked mode. So I'm still really holding out that happens this year, because I think it could drastically change how this game plays. And Knockout Tour is a great idea, but daggone it, man, I just can't get past this stuff. yeah, they've got to throw something on these tracks. Like, seriously, I'm trying to understand what people see in this game. And like I said, I have complete understanding if you enjoy it. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. But, like, what part of this are people enjoying? Like, as a kid, I couldn't imagine just holding down the gas and not touching the stick. Like, it just, I don't know. That's not my place to judge, whatever. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. I just don't think it needs to stay this way. I think there desperately needs to be some change here. But Nintendo has been showing that they do care, that they're adding some things. I'm hoping we actually get some substantial updates and DLC and stuff that actually changes this game. I want to make this video again later on this year and just say, like, wow, this is a completely different game that just completely turns itself on its head, and it actually tries to be a good Mario Kart game now. Like, that's my dream come true. I don't want this game to be bad. I don't. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. I think after waiting so long for a new Mario Kart game, I care about this series. If I didn't care, I wouldn't talk about it anymore. I'd let it go and just completely move on to a completely new game. But I want Mario Kart to be the best that it can be. I want this new Mario Kart game on Nintendo's brand new Switch 2 to be the best that it possibly can be. And Nintendo can make that happen with just some tweaks. Add some things to these intermission roads like you've been doing in the waterways. Add some new modes like a classic mode or a ranked mode for people to play online rather than just playing intermissions. Add some more knockout tour cups. For crying out loud, it's still the same 8 cups. And also, finding a lobby is a freaking nightmare still. I mean, the lobbies are filling up, but man, you really have to wait for it. I'm like, you're telling me you have to wait this long? The bar is barely even moving. But yeah, as of right now, I still don't see a real reason for me to return to this game personally. I think if I'm going to go back to a racing game, it's probably going to be Kirby Air Riders. There's a ranked mode, there's lots of things to unlock, and you know, there's actually reason to compete. And it actually feels like it's more skill-based than reliant on items. So, yeah, maybe I'll make a separate video for that and see how that plays, maybe in another month or 2 from now. But yeah, Mario Kart World, you still need some work done, but I can see potential in you. There's still matches where I'm having a pretty good time. It's not miserable. Let me make that clear. This is not a miserable time for me. There are some races that feel more on the miserable side, but for the most part, I think it's tolerable, but it needs to be more than tolerable. But hopefully Nintendo makes the necessary changes and this game becomes a real star of 2026. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think about Mario Kart World right now. Are you still going back and playing? Are you more of a casual? Are you somebody that maybe just doesn't care for the chaos? Or are you somebody that doesn't care that there is chaos? Let me know down below. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you all have a blessed day. See you guys.